o te ngā tanga tuahi ngā winunga no i a tātou. Kia mahu e nei te hua māki ke whare nei a tarangonga, a tūmata puru ki rāhiki. Mauri ora ki te rangi ki te whenua ki te iu kaipo, ka pōka o te ati hei mauri ora. Tēnā koe pā i whara mai, ki roto i tēnei ngā hui, whaikaha o rangatonetanga. Ants, nau i whakarite, nau i karanga atu ki a tātou katoa, ki a tautoko i tēnei kaupapa hira, i tēnei kaupapa piki te ora i taha te māramata. O reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou. Tūtira mai
ngā iwi au e tātou tātou e. Tūtira mai ngā iwi au e tātou tātou e. Pai a te māramatanga me te aroha e ngā iwi. Kia pataputahi, kia patahira. Tātou, tātou e, tātou, tātou, tūtira ira mai, ki au e hei.
Kia ora mai tātou. Because of the COVID and stuff, nowadays we strip from pōhiri or ruru or welcome, but we'll just raise our hands and I'm not sure what that is.
You're here with us and we appreciate you and your protocol. So, kia ora to all of you.
Ai, namaste.
Namaste.
We'll pass it over to Pete and then MC.
Kia ora. Ai, ko tēnei te mihi aroha ki a koutou, ngā iwi hui mai I raru I tēnei kaupapa o tara. Nō reira, te timata o tātou nei hui o tēnei rā, our safety and health brief. Morning everybody, so my name is Peter Allen and I'm going to be one of your MCs today. And my other cohort standing with me, introduce yourself please.
Kia ora ko whaere ahau. Mo te papa o I ahau. Kia tata. And I also am a representative for Mana Whenua.
What's your name?
Yep.
How do ingoa ingoa?
What's your name?
Mairi. Ko te ingoa Mairi.
Lady.
Excellent, kia ora.
Lady.
So we're going to be your MCs for today and tomorrow, so please come back tomorrow. And we're going to introduce to you what's going on. But again, our health and safety briefs first and foremost. If you have a good look around the room, you will see that there are 4 exits. Just be aware that I'm vision impaired, so if I'm pointing over there, I might be wrong. So please do make sure that you can spot where those fire exits are. And again, if we need to evacuate from here, we can all make our way out to the stairs. Again, you do not take an elevator in an emergency. So take yourself to the stairs, down the stairs, and in the foyer, there will be some City Council representatives down there pointing to us which way we need to exit the building, whether going out the back or out to the front. So please, anything that goes on and we need to evacuate, see where the exits are, meet downstairs in the foyer, then we'll get directions from there. We understand and know that we live in the shaky isles, as those of you who felt it last night would have felt the earthquake. So again, if we have an earthquake, drop, hold, cover. Drop, cover, hold. And if you're like pōhiri, then just push her out of your wheelchair. Yeah, that's our health and safety brief. If you need to use the wharepaku, there are some here at this level, out in the foyer again, and it'll be on this side of the foyer, closest to us. Again, there are more wharepaku down on the ground floor, so at the 2 levels you can find those there. Again, big mihi to you all for coming along and being here so that we can share our stories. And more importantly, how we can be safe in our community, because that's the focus of what we're doing over the next 2 days. So I'm going to now let Mairi take over and do the next part of our introduction.
Kia kaha, lady.
Kia tātou. Well, welcome to this EGL, what's it called? EGL Safety in the community. That was a close shot, by the way, because I actually didn't remember the actual name of it. But welcome to this event. It is I'm so honoured to be hosting this event, to be honest. And I think, should we introduce the mayor now?
Yes.
Please welcome up the mayor for Palmerston North. His name is Grant Smith.
Kia ora. You do it.
Thank you, Peter, matey, and thank you for your humour too. I'm really enjoying it so far this morning. Kia ora tātou, nau mai, haere mai. Ko Grant Smith ahau, and rangatira of Te Papiauia, Mayor Grant Smith of Palmerston City. And look, good morning everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to be here and to say a few words on behalf of Council about our commitment to the community, safety for all Palmerston North residents, and to officially open this two-day social services training hui, enabling good lives, hui 2022. And let me begin by welcoming those that have come from out of town. To mana whenua, thank you for your warm welcome. Now, later today, I believe Commissioner Paul Gibson from Wellington, from the Royal Inquiry into Historical Abuse and Care, will be joining us. So a welcome to him in advance, and to those that have made the trip up here from Kapiti and Wellington. I also want to acknowledge the MidCentral leadership group, especially Ants Burgess, who's really gone out of her way to design and test enabling good lives service and support options. And the aim of achieving ordinary lives outcomes under the Mana Whaikaha prototype, which was pioneered in this region for the eventual rollout around the country. So greetings to whānau from the disability community. My councillors, can't see them here, but I know councillors Lorna Johnson and Pat Hancock will be joining us later this morning as well on one of your panels. To our PNCC staff, as always, welcome, and to other members of the city's Disability Advisory Group, and our police, which are in force here today. Welcome. This is the first public event since the government officially established the Whaikaha Ministry of Disabled People in July this year. And I also commend the aims of this two-day hui, and I understand from Ants it's probably the first in the country, so well done. Again, another first for this region. And it is around protecting and preserving disabled people, their families, their whānau from harm, neglect and abuse, and reflecting our desire as a city of Palmerston to be a safe and desirable place to live. In 2014, this city became an accredited international safe city, the 26th in New Zealand to be recognised by the Pan-Pacific Safe Communities Network, and the 333rd in the world. This came about as part of a long-term strategy to ensure the overall safety of our residents, recent arrivals, students, and frequent overseas and domestic visitors. In 2018, the Council adopted a vision of small city benefits with a bigger city ambition, and that was to look at our next 10 years of sustainable growth. That vision included 5 goals, and one of those goals was to be a connected and safe city where people, all people, no matter what their background, their culture, their age, their gender, their ability or mobility, to have opportunities to connect with others and have access to the appropriate social services support along with housing that met their needs. This is essential as a city of our size that is growing, and we pride ourselves in the principle of manakitanga, or enabling welcome people, as our city partners Rangitāne established over 150 years ago. Safety is also a vital component in a small international city that is a centre for refugee resettlement with our 3 tertiary institutions, attracting staff and students, and it's also home to a major hospital, military base, and also we want to attract but also retain people here for employment and career opportunities. 2018 was also when the Council established its Disability Reference Group to provide feedback to the Council on planning for development and delivering services and programs. And I'd have to say that's been a real success, and want to acknowledge members of that group that are here today. You've made a difference. So having that reference group was also around building workable relationships, along with growing a better understanding and appreciation of disability needs. In March 2019, thanks to a great deal of collaboration, including members of this community, we were re-granted or accredited Safe City status again. Our placing an emphasis on accessibility and safety has also informed Council when it comes to developing our social housing, and Papioia Place is an example of that just recently. So future-proofing the 4-star LifeMark housing units there means they're equipped for the changing lifetime mobility and agility needs of our residents. Accessibility and safety has also formed refurbishment of some of our city facilities like the Arena Stadium, as well as our Streets for People upgrade in the central city redevelopments around the square, Te Maraeahine and in Cuba Street. So Palmerston has always had a very strong volunteer and not-for-profit sector, with successive councils acknowledging the essential contribution to the city that people make. And to want to acknowledge in 1971 the establishment of the Palmerston North Community Services Council as the coordinating body for a lot of these groups. And later in 2011, the provision of Hancock Community House in King Street. We're blessed to have such wonderful facilities like that. This year we've set up a dedicated Pacifica and a seniors reference group, and that's been based on the disability reference model. So all of that, I hope, gives you a little bit of background while offering a quick look at what the city's ongoing tradition of care for our more vulnerable residents, along with the underlying framework and systems that go to support them. More directly, we can continue to back the voluntary sector with 3-year strategic priority grants. And apart from the significant funding, which is over 1.4 million annually, the Council is also able to assist with helping grow the governance capacity and capabilities of community organisations, and I think that's really important as well. Council is also in a position to broker partnerships and connections between various groups that are working towards achieving similar or complementary outcomes. We recognise that disability in various forms is something that is common to people across all our community sectors, and I employed the effort of this hui in discussion over the next 2 days, as well as the pioneering progress made by Mana Whaikaha in building awareness of the barriers that those with disabilities face, and for developing strategies to overcome them. So thank you for all your concern, your attention, your energy and input. And I know we're looking forward to hearing from the Minister of Disability Issues, the Honourable Poto Williams, who will zoom in to us later today. And we're also anticipating this afternoon's panel discussion involving the Minister for the Prevention of Family and Sexual Violence, the Honourable Marama Davidson, and I believe she'll be arriving later today as well. And along with my own councillors, Lorna and Pat, who will share in a panel discussion. So let me finish by saying, have a successful, a really collaborative and collegial time together, and I hope it's an insightful few days. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you.
Kia ora, kia ora. Ants, they mentioned your name 3 times, so that means there's 3 shouts you got for the boys, eh? Thank you very much. Hey, thank you, Mia. Thank you. And just wanted to make a couple of comments about some of those things that you spoke about. Hancock House, we utilise it all of the time, and it really is a great resource for our disabled community. It's a centre of a hub for us sometimes, so we really appreciate that. And then we do have some of our own disabled people here who represent on the Disabled Reference Group. And again, we see that as a great lever to get our information and our requests in through into the council. So again, it's a great asset that we have for our disabled community here in Palmerston North. So yeah, real big ups for those ones. So that's awesome. And Mady, am I going to hand over to you?
Yeah, sure. Good words there, Grant. And yeah, as Peter said, we utilise some of those functions there. Now, I think, because I can't access those notes at the moment, I think it is cup of tea time.
A cup of tea's not out yet, matey.
Oh. That's what it said on the schedule, team. I read the schedule. That's what it said on the thing. I'm sorry, then what else do we do?
Just keep talking. Keep talking.
Well, cup of tea's not out yet, team. So, oh gosh. Ko te aroha no he wai, he pupu ake ana. Jeez, this is different. He awa e wa puna mai ana, I roto I te patu manawa. Ko tōna matapuna e honu, aina ia karere ano. Ko tōna matapuna e honu, aina ia karere ano. E tai timu, e tai pari, e tai hope, e tai roa, e tai nui, e tai nui, e tai nui.
Kia ora. Ai, homai te paki. That's wonderful. I was thinking, can we get 10 minutes out of that? Hapai. No, all good, eh? Hey, wonderful. And you know what? Space gives us an opportunity to do other things as well. And so I just want to touch on again, our mayor did mention that we were privileged enough to have mana whai kaha. And that really does put us at the front of the line. And so I'm not sure if everyone here understands and knows what mana whai kaha is for us. And it's our disability support service. It's our opportunity to try something truly different. And that's something that we've been privileged to have. And so we've been doing that now for about 5 years. And you know what? We're still on that learning journey. And so mana whai kaha, for us to learn, we need to hear from the people in the community. And so I do want to be a big up to those people. And we've even got some people from Choices here today. So Ruben, awesome for you being here, bro. I love to see that these kind of people from our service providers are interested and want to be a part of this transformation as well. Because service providers are a big part of our disabled people's lives. And my good friend Martin Sullivan, he's always said, many times, that, the people who stand beside our disabled people, many of them are our support workers from our service providers. And so really important that we all move together forward so that we can make it a better and safer space for our disabled people in our community. And so that's a big, huge part of what it is today. Another part of the Enabling Good Lives approach, which is what we're all about, is encouraging our disabled people to claim our space in our community again. And for us to do that, we have to have a safe space in place in our community so that we can be there. And for us, a number one thing that makes that space safer for us is about communication. So having the ability to communicate within our community is a huge one. It's very, and that's why you'll see throughout the next couple of days, some of the stuff that we talk about does cover off on those types of issues and things that we have. But yes, so again, just a big, huge welcome to you all. And I'm trying to think if Matey's got another song up her sleeve. But no, we'll give you some quiet space and time, eh? So please, if you're unaware of who's sitting next door to you or who's sitting across from
Make conversation.
introduce yourself to each other today, and we'll sit and have some discussion time at our tables until our kai arrives, and then Matua Dion will give us a karakia. Nō reira, he mihi aroha.